So DePaul was founded in 2002 in Republic of Ireland and 2005 in Northern Ireland. And today it is one of the largest cross-border organisations working with people who are homeless or at risk of homelessness. So our focus is on people with complex needs who are often marginalised, requiring vital support and the opportunity to realise their true potential. We are an international organisation and we were established in 1989 by three organisations in the UK. They were the Daughters of Charity, the Passage Day Centre and the Society of St Vincent de Paul. And this was as a direct response to the growth of homelessness in young people on the streets of London. So when we came to Ireland, it was in 2002, it was on the invitation of the Irish government, the Vincentian Fathers and the Society of St Vincent de Paul, and with that we brought a low threshold approach which had significant impact on the problem of rough sleeping and then access to services for the most vulnerable. So from that day on, we have pioneered new services, advocated for the most difficult to reach groups and supported thousands of people. So we are values driven, and although we are non-denominational, our core values are developed from the work of St Vincent de Paul himself. Our vision is of a society in which everyone across the world has a place to call home and a stake in their community, and our vision is to end homelessness and to change the lives of those affected by it. Today we have over 30 accommodation and community-based services that support some of the most marginalised and vulnerable in our society. So we provide over 600 bed spaces every single night, and our dedicated workforce delivers our services through the following key service areas. So we work in prevention, high support accommodation, health and rehabilitation, families and young people, and housing. And on a day-to-day basis, these services range from accommodation services for women with children, women who are pregnant, supported temporary accommodation, long-term accommodation. We have a residential service for women leaving prison. We have a nursing health initiative. We have community befriending services, and we have support for people who are leaving direct provision to resettle into a community. Our values motivate us. So what we've learned most is that working with the most marginalised in our society is a privilege and a responsibility that none of us take lightly at DePaul. So we have over 500 staff daily working with people who are often at the lowest point of their lives, supporting them to realise their true potential, and this is motivating. During the peak of the COVID pandemic, we worked tirelessly to cocoon those living in homelessness, but we also worked with the local governments to open specific cocooning units for people who are vulnerable, and we still have those services open today. We have one individual who was homeless for 20 years, came into a cocooning unit as COVID happened. He made positive changes in his life with support from DePaul and actually moved into his own accommodation before the end of the year. So our values come from the foundations within the Vincentian family, helping the poorest of the poor, putting our words into action so that people have the best possible outcome without judgment. As an organisation, we face many challenges, including funding constraints, increased pressure to provide services, especially with the growing homeless crisis, but we're advocating that people who use our services are included in conversations around housing. As a society, we must support people who are vulnerable to create long-term housing solutions, and that must include them. So another challenge we face is how to reach all of those in need. It is one of our values to help, and this can be very challenging when we're faced with the practicalities of running a large organisation like DePaul. We often have difficult decisions to make, but it is our values help us in making those decisions. So DePaul work internationally with all of our Vincentian family. So we work with the United States, the Ukraine, we work with France, Slovakia, Croatia, and it's incredible to see all the excellent work happening when we all come together. And over the last number of years, we've also worked with the Vincentian family in Ireland and strive to work on projects together where possible. And it is wonderful to witness the continuation of the charism.